Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Marked by Wrestling, giving a watch along to NXT. We have just started the show, and we're getting a NXT highlighted version of Saturday night's main event highlights. So that's always nice. Good to see everybody in the house tonight. Dossie, our reigning and defending Coalition Chat Predictions champion, in the house tonight. Tyrell Breed, good to see you. George, good to see you as well. Hi, Sophie. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, so we're just getting the recap from Cena's last Saturday night's main event. I also want to put in a plug, not tomorrow, but Thursday night. A from A&B Combos will be joining me. We will be recapping all of the retirement tour of John Cena, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Getting that Joe Hendry cameo Saturday was fantastic. It was a great way to work Miz into the show, who has been angling for attention and the Cena retirement tour for the last half of the year. A lot of good stuff. Okay. George, what did I think about Maxine's first title defense? I thought it was great. Maxine might be the most improved wrestler in WWE in 2025. And so yeah, I thought it was a good defense. I think she's on the come up. Hopefully they keep putting her in with opponents that can, they can work well together. Natalia is obviously doing some great work with her as well. So yeah, loved it. I thought Raw was good last night. I think we can talk more about that as the show goes on. I was shocked in the moment when Cena tapped, and we'll talk more about that on Thursday. But I will just say, the more I've sat with it, the more I'm okay with it. I was just very surprised. If you had joined us for the prediction shows, I had predicted that he would pass out. So I wasn't surprised at all that Gunther won the match. I think that was the right decision. I did see Ace freak out after the fact. Yes, I did. Hi, Shimonica. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. So yeah, here's the recap from last week. We now have a heel, Ricky Saints, who is still eyeing Javon Evans and Obafemi. And Javon, we're starting off. Javon's in the parking lot. He wants to fight. Okay, so Blake Monroe and Thea Hale seems to be starting off the show. But Javon's looking like it's on site. He's going to be looking for Ricky Saints tonight. Yeah, total heel move by Ricky. And I'm interested in seeing the heelish side of Ricky. I think his promos are better when he's got a heel attitude. So yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, time to start off glamorous with the North American champion, Blake Monroe, and her creative entrance. All right, here's Blake Monroe. Yeah, so yeah, we'll get Javon and Ricky for sure at some point soon, I'm guessing. Maybe New Year's Evil. All right, Vic Joseph and Booker T here. George, that would be crazy. I would not be predicting Thea Hale winning. Yeah, NXT made a great showing Saturday. Even though Sol Ruka was the only NXT talent who actually won her match, Oba made a great showing with Cody, and the tag team match was great. Yeah, looks like they're delaying the Lucha Bros reunion a little bit longer as Penta heals up. I can't say I'm surprised, but we'll get that reunion sometime sooner or later. Hey, I would love Shamanica. I would love to see Oba and Drew go at it. I think that would be great. I mentioned that on the predictions. I said on the prediction show that I predicted Drew would interfere. I was right on that, and that maybe Oba would eliminate Drew from the Royal Rumble, and that could be your Mania match. We'll see. Justin, I really liked Punk's promo last night. I think that's one of the better promos he's cut since he came back. He hasn't had the same venom in his voice, since he came back. So it was nice. I don't I would be psyched to see if Drew did make an appearance tonight, Justin. I don't think he will though. I think he's got his eyes on Cody more than Oba. Yes, Sophie, I was just thinking about that video when I said that just now about how Drew's more focused on Cody than anybody else. All right, let's ring that bell. First match out of the gate here for the North American title. Thea Hale trying to go for that Kimura right away, just like she did last week, but to no avail for Thea Hale. Man, dropping the knees right on the arm there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Drew's proposed stipulation in a title match with Cody would be. I'm not sure what he would pick. Yeah, seeing how a lot of those guys looked at Cena on the last night was pretty amusing. I even saw somebody tweet at Mark Henry, be like, "Why didn't you have the salmon jacket on?" It's pretty funny. Yeah, George, I agree. I don't want to be too negative. I think Thea's got a lot of upside, but I don't know. Since she's come back as a single and not attached to Chase U, I'm not super into her on her own. I feel like she needs to work off of someone, either like in a team or a faction. Just her by herself. I'm not super crazy about. But her and Blake are doing okay. They're picking it up. Oh yeah, ain't no way Kurt Angle's coming out of retirement. No way. He is just not. Um, it's just not feasible for him, and I don't think it's safe for him to do either. He might have just been joking around, but I don't think he's coming back. Sorry, you guys. Thought the Lucha Bros reunion would be at one of the main roster Big Four. Surprised they were doing it at AAA. I could see why they would do it at a AAA show. I think you would guarantee a really big response. And so, um, yeah, I think there's something to that. But yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a bit of a road back to recovery for Penta when they decide to reunite Lucha Bros. Anyways, I would love to see them on Raw though. I'd love to see Phoenix come over to Raw instead of seeing them both on SmackDown. I think they could beef up that tag division with AJ and Dragon Lee and the New Day and the Usos. I think that would be a lot of fun. Could you imagine a fatal four-way with those teams? It'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, Austin Theory, the Masked Man. I think a lot of people were already kind of making that prediction. So I think when it was confirmed and it happened like, 2 weeks after SummerSlam, 3 weeks? Sorry, not SummerSlam, Survivor Series. When they waited so long to reveal him. I just it probably didn't have the total impact. And of course, they're still coming off that hangover of Cena being retired and Gunther's heat, So, yeah, the story advances, but we don't know if Theory's a part of the vision either. I mean, it could be something else. There is something interesting about Theory using Seth Rollins' move when Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed have kicked Seth out of the group. So him using Seth's moveset while he was masked is an interesting observation. That's all I got to say about that. Hey, Nico, thanks for hitting that like button. Make sure you guys come in and choke out that like button for me. Keep these likes coming up as we continue through NXT tonight. Hey, Dro, good to see you. Let's see. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, he was in the what did they call it? Did Seth Rollins have a name for that group when he had AOP and in that group with him? Yeah, that seems like forever ago. So like what, close to 5 years now, probably, because it was like pre-COVID 2020. Oh goodness, George, who knows when the Judgment Day will split up? I don't know when that's going to happen. I have more hope for Austin Theory this time around, because I don't think current creative is going to try to force feed Austin Theory the way Vince was, and in doing that, they just they might be able to give Theory some time to get over on his own. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I mean, I think he would be better as a face. He just seems to be, for any interview I've ever seen him in, he feels like a natural face. So we'll see what comes of it. And just because his pushes have failed in the past doesn't mean that he's going to fail, because that happened to Roman Reigns. What? I think we just had another. What? There's a major malfunction right now. The ref counted 3. Thea Hale won. What? I don't know what just happened. Blake didn't get her shoulder up. Oh, I think this was a shoot pin. And Blake looks stunned. I mean, look at my eyes. I don't think she realized, like, I heard the pin go, and then, oh, please show us this. All right, so she hits this coffin drop, and then she leans, hooks the leg, 2, 3. Yeah, Blake Monroe didn't get her shoulder up until after 3. Oh, she didn't get the shoulder up until after 3. Oh no. Yep. Oh, we've got a new champion. That was a shoot 3 count. Hey, listen, that's on Blake. I'm sorry, but that's on Blake. That's not on the it should never be on the ref in that situation. Wow. Well, we've got a new women's North American champion. Uh wow. Okay. Culling promo. No, I don't think Blake's getting called up. I think that was a mistake. Yeah, George, you brought it up. I did not believe. Should have believed in Thea Hale, just like Joe Hendry. Tatum left that voodoo doll of Nico Vance on the little culling stool. We're allowed to believe. And we're going to see Ethan Page coming up next. Guys, I'm stunned. I'm stunned. I fully believe Blake Monroe was supposed to kick out of that 3 count and didn't get her arm up in time, like she lost count, because she's not. Yeah, she's not. Hey, Sean, I don't think I said hi to you earlier. Thanks for coming in. Well, I mean, Ethan Page, I think Ethan Page is also holding gold. Sean, he's the only other one though, because Ricky lost his, and anyway, yeah, that was whew. A swig of sparkling protein water for that one. Oh my gosh. Question: do I think that Chelsea Green is going to take the North American title from Thea? That would be some beautiful booking right there, Justin. I don't know how I feel about Chelsea winning an NXT title when she's trying to like kind of dig her heels in on SmackDown. But with Jade being the US champion there, I mean, I guess she could just be on both. I guess she could just be on both shows because she's still a title holder on SmackDown too. Yeah, Nico, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing what Ricky Saints looks like as a heel. I think he's got far more upside there as a heel, at least in WWE. Well, Shamanica, you know, you are interpreting it as a ref mistake. I gotta say, we saw the replay, and that was 100% on Blake. I hate to blame anybody because wrestling is hard. These sort of things happen, but she 100% didn't put her shoulder up until after the 3 count. And I'm stunned. I just don't, because of the way the ref like they absolutely seem to have booked Blake to win that match because the ref tried to like wave it off at first, and then they were all looking shell shocked, and then he said ring the bell, and then they played Blake's music instead of Thea's, and like it just seemed like they were planning to be announcing Blake as the winner of the match, but yeah, that was wild. What a wild opening match. And I got to tell you guys, I was feeling a little not sleepy, but just slowly getting my way into NXT. What else is going to happen tonight? That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just an unfortunate thing. I'm going to have to stay off Twitter because somebody's going to get dragged in that. And honestly, if they're still trying to build up Blake, she can just get a rematch next week. It'll be fine. But I don't anticipate Thea Hale holding that belt for very long. But congratulations, Thea Hale. What if they even? It'd be really wild is if they it'll be telling. It'll be very telling if what the urgency is to get the belt off Thea Hale with how the rest of the show goes. I think it would be really amusing if they're like, we're doing a rematch in the main event tonight or something. Well, not in the main event because they're going to do the Fatal 4-Way tonight for the number one contender. But well, George, hey man, you might be right. You were the only one in the chat suggested that she might even win this match. So good for you. You might have the look here. Sean, Oba is a face. I would count Oba as a face, or he would be somewhere between face neutral. I wouldn't say he's a heel because he's a confident face. He's like, I hope this makes sense to the chat and I hope you guys agree. I see Oba Femi as a non-cheating version of Bloodline Roman Reigns. Like, he just believes his own hype. He's confident and he just brings it in every match and he usually wins. So that's how I view Oba Femi right now. But Roman Reigns was a heel because he had backup all the time. He cheated to win those matches. But Oba is who Tribal Chief Roman Reigns said he was. All right, they're showing the replay again. Vic Joseph is going over. Thea just went, what? At the ref. Hey, Shimonica 2K minute. Let's see. What do you think attire they'll use for John Cena? If they were asking me, I think they would do his final gear. Like, it's that last time is now get up, but it would be the final one, the red, white, and blue one from DC. That's what I would do it. Thank you, Sophie. Oh gosh, we're gonna have a lot to talk about Thursday about Cena's last year. I mean it when I say good and bad and ugly. There's stuff that I was pessimistic about that I thought he really over delivered on. There was stuff that was kind of how I thought it would be, and then there was some stuff I was like, wow, what are we doing? Oba is more like an Ilya NXT champion to you. Okay, I was still getting into NXT when Ilya was world champion. I knew he was the man, but I wasn't watching as much NXT at that point regularly. Ethan Page. Wow. Saying Cena quit his job. Yeah, Sean, I can see that too. Gunther and Oba. I think Gunther and Oba are mirror images of each other, but I think Oba is the good version and Gunther's the bad version. But they are very similar, and I think it will be very easy for either of them to turn face or turn heel because they are pretty by the book. Both of them are, for the most part. So yeah, I don't think you're too wrong with that. And honestly, I don't want there to be a ton of heels like that, but I like it's refreshing that there's a few good wrestlers who just don't cheat. They're just that good. You know what I mean? So I dig that. All right. So Ethan Page called out Tony D, but here comes Stacks instead. The TNA International Champion, I believe. Here comes Stacks with Ariana Grace in tow. What's up, Modfather? Welcome to the chat. I tell you what, man, you missed a big one due to a failed kick out by Blake Monroe. She lost the North American title to Thea Hale in the opening match. So Thea Hale is our new women's North American champion because she missed a kick out. It was wild. She took a coffin drop from Thea Hale, 1, 2, 3, and got her shoulder up after the 3 count, still after the 2 count. And we got a title change. It was wild. Oh, so we might get Stacks and Ariana challenging for the mixed tag titles. Oh, Moose is here. Okay. Is Moose challenging for the mixed tag champs too, or is he gonna challenge for the North American title? What's up, Aaron Drew? Good to see you, man. Well, Justin, during the Blake and Thea match, they showed Joe Hendry like warming up backstage because he's got the Fatal 4-Way tonight. But surely they've got to shoot some. It would be cool of them to shoot some sort of celebration backstage. Although I'm sure they weren't planning for it. Moose is a big dude. Oh, Moose is here for Stacks. Oh, Moose is here for Ethan Page. Ethan thought he was walking out. Man, the chat championship was very hotly contested this time around. A lot of really close calls. I think we'll be back for the Royal Rumble. December 30th. Okay. So we're getting Moose and Ethan Page for the North American title on December 30th, which is going to be the NXT award show. Which, by the way, you can vote on at WWE.com. They have male performer, female performer, match of the year, tag team of the year. Oh, we got to know Tony D'Angelo is hanging out in the sewers, probably. All right, Leon's here. Oh, Leon's inviting Javon to be in his corner tonight, but Javon is laser focused on Ricky Saints. Yeah, Aaron, it's going to be kind of like the Slammies. All right. Javon has listened to his Better Angels, and he's going to go on in with Leon Slater and be in his corner tonight. Meanwhile, Hank and Tank are here. Honk, honk. Oh yeah, we gonna see Ricky tonight somewhere for sure. Oh yeah, the Thursday show. We'll try not to go too long, but there's plenty we're gonna have to say, I'm sure. All right, Hank and Tank versus OTM tonight. That's right. They set that up last week. So there we go. All right, so so tonight, just to recap some things, we have Hank and Tank versus OTM. We've got another tag match. We've got Wren Sinclair and Kendall Gray versus Fatal Influence, and then the Fatal Four Way. Justin, so the Fatal Four Way tonight is going to determine the number one contender for Obafemi at New Year's Evil. It'll be Joe Hendry, Leon Slater, Myles Borne, and shoot, who's the fourth one? Now I can't remember. I cannot remember who the fourth guy is. It was the remaining four people in the in the Iron Survivor match. Dion Lennox from Dark State. So yeah, George, I think that might have to be the mark moment tonight, unless they do something crazy. I mean, we have Moose challenging for the North American title. We got Thea Hale as a new Women's North American champion by accident, it seems. And yeah, still more to come. We're only a half hour in the show, so a lot of craziness tonight thus far. So yeah, Raw, man. Raw is coming along quite nicely. I was absolutely satisfied with Gunther's opening promo. I love that he got the reception that he did, and he only could have gotten the reception that he got by winning the way that he did on Saturday. Like, you really put the onus of hatred on Gunther, and he is going to ride that until it's next man up, And so I'm looking forward to where that goes from here. I enjoy. I like the idea too. They're seeming to build up the new year. The January 5th Raw as well. It looks like their Netflix anniversary Raw show going forward seems like it's going to be a big show going forward, because we're getting CM Punk versus Braun Breaker, and for the world title, and we're also going to be getting Rhea and Io Sky versus Kabuki Warriors for the tag titles. So I think there's probably going to be another match or two probably added to that show, I think, that could really bring some eyes to that Netflix episode. So I'm looking forward to see how that shapes up going forward. But yeah, Raw was good. The CM Punk promo was a good return to form from Punk. He was going to have to be that way, after all the things that Braun said, and of course we have the unraveling clues and mystery of Austin Theory being revealed as the Masked Man. So yeah. NXT shop. That Jada Parker shirt isn't too bad, honestly. I love the GTA artwork. That All Ego shirt, though, looks a whole lot like Adam Cole's old shirt, though. Okay. We are back, so we're going to be waiting for OTM's entrance, I guess. All right, here they come. Out the mud. I feel like OTM needs to not come out as soon as their music starts. They've got a little bit of a second for the beat drops. All right, OTM versus Hank and Tank. And you guys got any thoughts? It's a little too low key. There's a few. There are a few themes in WWE that I don't think work very well as wrestling themes, but actually don't sound bad as songs. And I think OTM could work better as a song than an actual entrance theme. It doesn't really get the blood pumping. I did see the tweet, Sophie, that Mick Foley put out. I respect it. For those of you who didn't see, Mick Foley said that he sent notice to WWE that he's no longer going to be affiliated with them as long as they continue to associate with Donald Trump. After Trump's immigration stances and his treatment of the murder of Rob Reiner that happened over the weekend. Yeah, and I mean I respect him for that. He's showing he's a man of principle, and I respect that. Sean said people talking about Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. I don't see Gunther dominating Lesnar. I see the opposite. I don't see Brock and Gunther unless maybe SummerSlam, because SummerSlam's going to be in Minnesota, and I feel like we might be getting Gunther versus AJ at WrestleMania now, if he's not facing Cody. So we'll see. Because we don't know who's Cody's going to be facing. Will it be Roman? Will Roman be facing Punk? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do yet. We haven't even got to the Royal Rumble yet, so we really don't need to necessarily make predictions. Braun is champion versus Brock. That Braun and Brock is a match I want to see before it's all over, for sure. Dossie. I hope we get that one. That was one of the disappointments for me with Cena, is that I didn't feel like we got enough first time matches with Cena this year. There were a couple that came out that were good. The Logan Paul match was good. The Gunther match was good. The Cody, I mean, he and Cody I think had faced off a long time ago, but yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, George, I get you on that. I think Hank and Tank is a good tag team, but I don't see. I just don't see a lot of charisma with OTM. A vehicle has pulled up in the parking lot. NXT is chanting for OTM. You got me. I don't know why. I agree, Sean. It was absolutely tasteless. I think, I don't talk politics on this channel, and I don't intend on doing it, but I will say this. Even in the most extreme polarizing opposites of political opinions, when we forget the humanity of our fellow man or woman, we've lost the plot. And you can't do that. We can't forget each other's humanity, even when we're not on the same side of things. And that statement was a disgusting forgetting of humanity. Didn't care for it at all. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised that the crowd is so behind OTM, because I'm not going to say they have no charisma, but they don't have much, at least not compared to Hank and Tank. Oh, that's Hank and Tank in the hockey jersey style get-ups, Modfather. Hank and Tank, they had a pretty good arc in the tag division earlier this year. They faced a lot of big teams. They actually were the team that sent Fraxium packing to the main roster. They spent some time in Japan the past month or so and just got back. We do, and they would honestly be a good anchor to the tag division. Hank and Tank would be. OTM just did the old AOP Atom Smasher or whatever they used to call it, the double power bomb. But that's just cutting us to break. Oh man. But yeah, NXT does need to build up their tag division again. And I don't know what that's all about, but they've really been lacking. And the tag division feels like it's been lacking since Fraxium left. But you did have Fraxium leave, and the Hardys had just like hung out for a little bit during the TNA thing. And then you had Dark State coming in, and you had Hank and Tank. And you also had Briggs and Inamura, who then broke up. I'm trying to remember if there were any other tag teams that broke up during that time. But yeah, the tag division is pretty gutted. Dark State is the champions, or they are the champions, but there aren't any just straight up tag teams in NXT other than these two guys in Dark State, these two teams in Dark State right now. Anybody else is just sort of a mishmash of two people being put together. Okay, well, he mentions Chase U and the Culling too, but neither of them are treated like contenders. The Culling is really more just treated like a faction that operates as a group, and Chase U is, I mean, they're jobbers. I mean, no problem, Modfather. Listen, man, I was. It took me a while to get back into it myself. You know, you just give yourself grace, and you just kind of learn week by week and stuff. But yeah, the tag division, I say the men's tag division as if there's a women's tag division, but the tag division in NXT is probably the weakest part of the roster right now. So yeah, Hank and Tank, when they're in there with the right people, can really get the crowd going. But this match isn't. I don't know. OTM is, I mean, they're putting in heavy moves, but I don't know, man. They don't grab me. I can't place it. Booker T's putting them over though. So yeah, just revisiting the card for tonight. So if you're just joining us, we have a new women's North American champion, Blake Monroe, in a accidental job. Yes, Dossie, Javon and Leon could totally be tag champs. We're still waiting on Javon to get his first gold in WWE, period. So yeah, let's see. What was I going to say? Oh yeah. So yeah, Blake Monroe failed to kick out of a move in her match against Thea Hale and lost the title. Thea Hale is now the new women's North American champion. And we also have a fatal four-way match to determine Obafemi's challenger for New Year's Evil, since Javon Evans already burned up his title shot. And then Fatal Influence will be taking on Kendall Gray and Wren Sinclair. And we've also, let's see, we got this match in front of us right now. And somebody has arrived in a fancy SUV. Also, we had a segment earlier where Moose came to NXT, and while he was trying to intimidate Stax Lorenzo, also made his intentions clear that on December 30th, he will be taking on Ethan Page for the North American title. All right. Well, Hank climbing up top. Yeah, Dossie, I have a feeling Javon may be coming up to the main roster soon. I'm going to have to make some 2026 predictions here soon as well. Now we got a Tank in the ring, one of the dudes from OTM. I'm still learning who's who in OTM. I know one dude's named Bronco. All right. Tank and Bronco just no selling each other, trying to out punch each other. Oh, geez. Oh, man. OTM just choke slammed Hank right onto Tank, who had the arm bar locked in on Bronco Nima. Cut backstage. Myles Borne is working out. You know, Justin, we just haven't seen Miss Parker in a while. I don't know what's going on with her, but I haven't seen her on TV in quite a bit. Hank and Tank break up a pin attempt. Tank's about to get double teamed. Ooh. It's like a double Samoan drop. Only two. Tank kicks out. Tank knows how to kick out. Oh, big dive off the apron from Tank. Swanton from Tank coming off the top. Hong Kong, meet in the middle. And oh nope, OTM now interfering again. No, OTM and Jada Parker are not. They have not linked up since OTM came back. Oh, small package. Hank and Tank steals it. Man, that picked up towards the end. It looked like multiple finishing sequences there. Hey, Fred. No, our airing of grievances will be on Thursday. Check out the channel on Thursday, same time. Around this time on Thursday, we'll be revisiting John Cena's final year. So Tonight we're just watching NXT and going through the show together. Yes, Justin. It is their first match back. Last week was their first appearance on NXT since coming back from Japan, but no. All right, there it is. There's our main event tonight. Fatal 4-way. No problem, Fred. So curious who out of all those will be the number one contender. I'm just hoping it's not Dion Lennox. We've already seen Myles Borne, so honestly, Joe Hendry or Leon Slater would be fun. Let's see who's here. Oh, it's Ricky. Ricky's here with security. So I guess we're going to get a promo from Ricky when we come back from the break. So that should be interesting. I wonder if he'll be interrupted. Well, I mean, Javon. I'm sure Javon's going to show up. But yeah, New Year's Evil, we'll find out who's taking on Obafemi, and then it's going to be JC Jane versus Kendall Gray. So we'll see who got that. George Hank and Tank won with a small package. So there was a lot of going back and forth from that match. Dion Lennox is the one from Dark State in the 4-way match. He is he's the light-skinned, muscly dude with the short hair. So, we got Saquon, who's got the locks, who's the skinny dude with the locks. We got Osiris Griffin, who's the thick dude with the locks. We got Cutler James, who's the white guy. And then we got Dion Lennox, who is the light-skinned dude with the fade, the short fade. And he's the one who's in the match. And I got to say, he's probably the most pro wrestler-y out of all four of them. Like he's got a sweet what do you call it? What's the move? Stupid Steven. What's the name of that move? Spine buster. His spine buster is clean for a young guy still in NXT. So yeah. I enjoy him in certain amounts. He's getting better. Yeah, Tyrell. I mean, yeah, Ricky's gonna catch some hands for sure. Because Javon ain't gonna let that slide. Not one bit. We know Javon ain't letting that go. Because he was already waiting for him in the parking lot and had to wait on Leon Slater to talk him down. So yeah, he's absolutely gonna do something. All right, you got you calling Dark State. I don't know who yet. I don't think Myles is going to win because we've already seen Myles and Obafemi before. As much as I would love to see Leon, I don't know that they would give the X Division champion. I don't know. Because I feel like I honestly don't believe any of those dudes. Maybe Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry might be the only one I could believe out of those four would be the next NXT champion. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm leaning Joe Hendry. I would still like to see the Obafemi Joe Hendry match, even if Joe didn't win the title. So I'm leaning Joe Hendry for that match, I think. Because we've already seen Myles Borne. I don't think Dion Lennox is there yet. I don't think anybody in Dark State is there yet on a singles level. Like a world title level. And Leon, I just have a harder time believing, since he's an active TNA champion, that they would put him in there. Miz costing Joe Hendry, that's not a bad thought. Not a bad thought at all, Justin. I mean, that's a possibility. It is a possibility. Because and that's something they've done well is sort of introduce these feuds and beefs on multiple levels, whether it's through NXT, through AAA, through TNA, through Raw or SmackDown. Like the way they've been weaving those in and out has been kind of fun to track. Oh, Jasper Troy, our speed champion back here. Speed tournament next week. Ava just like doesn't know what to say to Jasper Troy. It's a good question, George. I don't know where Trick is these days. Maybe he's taking a little time off. Maybe he's visiting Lash over on SmackDown. I don't know. All right. Here is Ricky. Way better as a heel. I mean, it's the same entrance, but now he's getting booed, and it just works better. Also, I hate Ricky Saint's little Finn Balor move where every time you get the bam, bam, he like does that like Finn Balor used to do in his original entrance. When he was doing it with the title belt, I'm like, this looks so cringy. Some woman in the crowd holding the Divas belt, giving Ricky a standing ovation. Clearly, her taste is all over the place. It is crazy. Oh, lots of booze for Ricky. Almost the Dirty Dom treatment. Yeah, Ricky just getting relentlessly booed right now. I don't even think they're listening to him. Yes, last night on Raw, Gunther doing this to AJ Styles was funny, but what put it over the top was that Gunther was so cracked up by his own joke, he then just went, it's like, oh, stop it, Gunther, and then just drove off. That was hysterical. It might have been my favorite moment from Raw, if I'm being honest. I don't know who Ricky is looking at, but he's pointing just off center of camera. All right. This standard heel fare, like, should have been me. I'm better than Javon Evans, blah, blah, blah. I was kind of waiting for Javon to show up at this point. Hey, Rickety. Glad you could be here with us tonight. Ricky the Door. Ricky the Door. There he is. Finally. Took Javon long enough. He took the long way to the ring, but he finally got in there and started getting his licks in on Ricky. Big young OG chance. Now Ricky with a cheap shot sends Javon out the ring. Oh, Javon into the steps. Looks like Ricky's going to try to put Javon through the table. Disrespecting his locks too, man. Just picking him up by the locks. He's going to Rochambeau him through that table. Oh, man. And right through the table. Oh, that was rough. There is Kendall Gray and Wren Sinclair walking backstage. And Fatal Influence. So that ought to be our next match, I believe, before we get our main event tonight. Wren and Kendall, man, I look forward to them teaming up. I think they could. I think they got a little bit of a ladies' world, a ladies' Haas and Benjamin, if you will, a ladies' world's greatest tag team potential there. Back when Florida beat Oklahoma, you did Gator taunts in front of you. Oh man, yep. Taunts are the best. Taunts are the best, and we've got some football coming up this weekend, man. College football playoffs, first round, starting this weekend. And then it's Christmas next week, you guys. You guys ready for that? Is it crazy? We're already there. It's wild. Hard to believe. New Year's Evil is it's the first show in January, I believe. So it would be January the 6th. Yeah. It's January the 6th. Yeah, George, I feel you. I'm a little ready for JC Jane to do something different. I feel like her I feel like her story has kind of run its course a little bit, in my opinion. So New Year's Evil is going to be just a regular episode of NXT. Well, a regular broadcast episode of NXT. So it won't be like a Peacock PLE or anything like that. No. Um, yeah, I will say, yeah, Rickardy, Dossie just answered. Hank and Tank defeated OTM tonight. It was a pretty back and forth match. If I'm being honest, it was a little slow in the beginning, but they picked it up towards the end. It was pretty good towards the end. And Hank and Tank snuck one out. They traded finishers and kept breaking out, kicking out of each other's stuff. And Hank and Tank snuck away with the win. Yeah, the Kendall thing is intriguing to me because with her, the only thing that would have me curious for her beating JC is if she managed to drop the Evolve title beforehand, but I just don't see that happening. And her hot shotting from Evolve champion all the way up to NXT champion doesn't seem right either, even though I really like Kendall. I was kind of hoping Kendall would be the one who could beat Blake Monroe, maybe, but it's all wild. Ooh, Zaruka back here. And now Ethan Page is interrupting. There's a moose on the loose. Oh, Chelsea's here. Chelsea's here, everybody. Chelsea. Wow. Next 2 weeks. Whoa. Sol Ruka gets a U.S. title match. Next week, Sol Ruka versus Chelsea Green on NXT for the U.S. title. Wow. I'm trying to remember when the last time, was there ever a main roster title defended? Well, the women's tag titles. Other than the women's tag titles, though, has any other main roster title been defended on NXT? Okay. Okay. Sol Ruka versus Chelsea Green next week. I think that match could steal the show. Also, though, take your heart medication, everybody, because I don't think we're done with the Zarya drama. And that could be heartbreaker of heartbreakers. Somebody stole Dom's jacket. I don't know, man. You gotta worry about his stuff getting jacked, man. Yeah. Everybody be careful on wrestling spoilers actually through the end of the year. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all of it. Oh, JC has come to commentary table. Somehow the commentary table looks like the announce table has already been reassembled. All right, here comes Wren and Kendall. I still think Kendall Gray's entrance theme sounds like a Toyota commercial or Chevy commercial, rather. Some sort of American made car commercial. It's the stomp clap thing. Oh yeah, Rickety. Yeah. Listen, man, we talked about how deep the women's division is. But Kendall and Wren, love those two ladies. Oh, Shamanica, you so right. You so right, Shamanica. If we can put these two ladies in there with Maxine and Natty and Ivy, oh my gosh, that would be so much fun. By the way, anybody who's in the market for some some tough grapples, if you have Tubi and you watch Evolve, I saw online today that Charlie Dempsey made a challenge to Timothy Thatcher, which just sounds like a crazy good match for such a low level show. George, you have a point, and you know what? If I can build on that for a second, George saying Lainey Reed doesn't fit with Fatal Influence. I will say this: she doesn't fit the way Jasmine Nix did, and Lainey, I thought, looked more like she fit with Fatal Influence before she joined them. It seems like since she's joined them, she's lost some of her showmanship and attitude, which is strange, right? Even when they came to the ring, like all three of them are like super flirty with their like signature moves into the camera when they enter the ring, and she just looked kind of bored. Which I'm not saying, she needs to go crazy, but at least look like you're happy to be there. I don't know. It's just different. Shamanica, yes. So Dossie Chatham actually retained his champion. It was a far closer predictions contest than we had with Survivor Series this time around. So when we get to Royal Rumble, I think we'll get Saturday night's main event before Royal Rumble this time, the Montreal one the week before. But yeah, it'll be probably late January before we do it again with the way the shows are shaking out. And yeah, so we'll do it again soon, and we'll put that title on the line. All right, Wren back in the ring. Well, we had a few ties. I think we had 2 or 3 people tie for the top spot, but since Dossie was one of the people tied, we made a call. A and B and I discussed it, and we said tie goes to the winner if the previous winner, the previous champion, is still in the tiebreaker. So I'm going to try to figure out. I'm going to try to figure out some better tiebreakers, so we can avoid that going forward. I thought I had some good ones, but it didn't work out that way, so it's okay. But yeah, all you guys are pretty good guessers. So, oh man, we got a good tag match going on. Man, Stiff kick there from Fallon. Yeah, I think JC could get involved here because I think Wren and Kendall could absolutely have Fallon and Laney's number here. But yeah, I could absolutely see um, JC still trying to get in Kendall's head, prior to New Year's Evil. All right, match still ongoing while we're on break. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone has something to look forward to in the week for Christmas. Curious, what's your favorite? What's your favorite Christmas movie or TV special or favorite thing? Do you have a favorite thing you watch every year during the holidays? Um, Curious what the chat thinks about that. Yeah, if Kendall doesn't win, George, I don't know. Will they try to rush Blake up there? Will that be part of the pivot or Sol Ruka? All right, we are coming back from the break. NBA games on Christmas Day. That's a good tradition. I'm glad they brought back the NBA on NBC theme music too. It's classic stuff. JC putting over Laney Reed on commentary. All right. Leon Slater backstage just vibing to warm up for his match. Right. I think the same way there, George. She did look bored. All right, Kendall's in the ring now, trying to get things amped up here. Sorry, I've got a neighborhood kitten. This is Winter, everybody, friend of the family, who decided to come hang out. Charlie Brown Christmas or The Grinch, the first cartoon with. Oh, those are both good, Justin. Those are both very good options. Charlie Brown, yes, Charlie Brown's great. I'm gonna have to watch that sometime soon. Obviously, in the next week. Uh-oh. Did Kendall get busted open? Oh, man, what a suplex. Only 2. Now here comes Wren. Wren's got Laney. Here comes, armbar. Armbar. Christmas story. That's, JC Jane's getting involved. Oh, Kendall takes a cheap shot at JC Jane. And Wren off the top. But she's going to have to look out for Fallon Henley. Oh, victory roll. Only 2. Kendall back up. Misses the knee. Dodges the knee, rather. And, flying armbar. Right in the middle of the ring. Can she get it? Can she get it open? Oh, what? Wow. Way to break the grip. Kendall Gray makes her tap. Kendall and Wren take it. Fantastic. Okay, so Kendall Gray getting the dub on the way to New Year's Evil. Yes, Rickardy, I love that too. Like the struggle there. That was such good in-ring storytelling. She had the left leg, so for those of you who weren't watching, Kendall Gray was trying to break, the grip of Fallon Henley to try and execute the armbar, but she had the grip, right? So she used her left leg to try to break her grip with her arm, and then she gave up on that and just used her right leg to just axe kick her in the face. And she broke the grip real fast with that. It's pretty dope. Thea Hale. Man, Thea Hale I'm running a mile a minute. Jordan Grace. Who else is here? Oh, it's Blake. Well, okay. Man. Well, Thea Hale is understandably hyped. So she's got her title. She got herself a little Christmas present there. Blake is demanding a rematch, though one has not been announced or scheduled. And introducing Jordan Grace into the situation is interesting. I'll tell you what, I'll just say this. If in the next 2 weeks, Jordan Grace somehow manages to put herself into a title match and wins the North American title, one of my predictions will come true for this year. One of the 5. So if they manage to do that, that would be amazing. Yes, Rickardy, it was the opening match. So it was very peculiar. So Thea Hale hit like a coffin drop, like a springboard coffin drop, and landed flush on Blake Monroe. She might have knocked the wind out of her. I'm not sure. But the ref counted, and he counted to 3. And Blake didn't get her shoulder up until right after the 3 count. And there was a lot of confusion between Thea Hale and the ref and even the production team. Like, they played Blake's music first by accident. So it's really like it looked a lot like Blake didn't kick out in time. But the ref made a shoot 3 count because that's what refs, in my opinion, should be doing. And now we have a new champion. Yeah, listen, if Jordan Grace is going to win the North American title, please do it in the next 2 weeks. I would cackle that one of my predictions I made back in January came true. That would be hilarious. That it happened like on the last week of the year, or even almost the last day of the year. That would be hysterical. Guys, I fumbled all my predictions this year, so I'll have to go back again and take a look and see. Yeah, what we're gonna have coming up in 2026, and I'll have to make some 2026 predictions. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. But it has been an interesting show tonight, for sure. Oh man, what a show tonight! And again, just want to invite you guys, not tomorrow, but Thursday. Thursday, we're going to be A from A and B Combos, and I will be reviewing the entire retirement tour of John Cena. So we'll be going through the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. Make sure you join us at 6 o'clock Eastern. 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern for that video. No. I don't see Javon Evans turning heel for a long time. Not for a long time. Javon Evans has got, just depending on what era you came from, he's got Ricky Morton, Ricky Steamboat, Jeff Hardy, Rey Mysterio written all over him. He's just got babyface in his blood. So I don't see him. I'm not gonna say I don't see him ever turning heel, but not for quite a long time. I wouldn't. But that's just me. Is he? He is bouncy. Hmm. Oh, Rickety, I think Lola won't button her pants. She I think she knows what gets her clicks. And that's the game for some people, but my goodness. Do I think the MFTs show up at AAA? That would be pretty good. That could be very interesting. And Lola and Kalani could be a good match as well. Hmm. Oh, Shiloh's here. Oh, here's Stacks and Ariana Grace. We're about to get a mixed tag match. Okay. Oh, here comes Dark State. Okay. Dion making his way to the arena area, I'm assuming, for the main event. I know. Yeah, I think Dark State's tough exterior requires a little bit of suspension of disbelief. Okay, there we go. Next week, Sol Ruka versus Chelsea Green for the U.S. title. Lola Vice and Izzy Dame next week as well. Speed tournament coming out too. Oh, they're not showing the brackets for the speed tournament? Dang. All right. Man, if Sol becomes U.S. champion, that will be wild. And then that would bring her, if that brought her up to SmackDown, that would be wild too. Sol versus Julia? Come on. Man, Miles Borne's music sounds so like early 2000s emo rock. I don't know if you guys are familiar with a band called Anne Berlin. Sounds so Anne Berlin coded to me. All right. Here comes Leon. X Division champion. Yeah, that would be different too, Rickardy. I can't remember. I don't think it's ever happened. Someone making their debut as a main roster champion. I mean, technically, she debuted on Saturday Night's Main Event, but you know those were exhibition matches and not a full on call up. But I think that would be pretty wild. It's kind of like the inverse of Kevin Owens debuting against Cena as the NXT champion. All right, who's the last one to come out, Joe Hendry or Dark State? Here comes Joe Hendry. Paige. Yeah, actually, you're right, Brandon. Yeah, Paige did that. I forgot about that. Yeah, she was NXT champion when she debuted against AJ and won the Divas title. Yeah, so you're right. It was Paige. Well, she would be following in historical footsteps. All right, and we're taking a break before Dark State. Montreal gets a Saturday night's main event prior to the Royal Rumble. Montreal will be a hot crowd for sure. All right, y'all. I'm going to grab myself a quick drink before our main event of the evening. So I will be right back. And you guys sit tight. Leave a question or two in the chat, and we'll come back and we'll chat through the main event. All right, everybody. Thanks for your patience. We are back. Still coming through on almost back from our commercial break. You want to see? I also want to see Scott Steiner's reaction to CM Punk's promo. Rick was the dog face gremlin, and Scott Steiner was certifiably insane. Although, from what I hear backstage, both of them were certifiably insane. So, if I'm Punk, I'm going to be careful about involving those two in my promos. Okay, they're still showing the title change. And Javon Evans gets put through the table. Yeah, no doubt. Family tree, family traits. Javon gets table. Blake Monroe loses her title. Yeah, so you can vote on the NXT year-end awards on WWE.com. I did my voting earlier today. I voted for Obafemi as male superstar of the year. I voted for JC Jane as female star of the year. Moment of the year, I had Trick Williams winning the TNA title. I put Deadline as the show of the year, and Trick, Oba, and Javon as my match of the year. And Hank and Tank is my tag team of the year, in case anybody is curious. They had quite some interesting moments to vote for, though. Who's going to challenge Dom for the IC title? Yeah, that's true. He doesn't really have an open challenger right now. They're going to have to work through that. All right, here they are. All four men are now in the ring for this fatal four-way match to determine the next number one contender to Obafemi, who you would presume may show up. Sol Ruka, your female star of the year. That's a good one too, George. All right, Dion Lennox making a strong showing here in the beginning against all three men. Came out hungry. Hendry back in the ring now with Myles and Dion. Two count for Myles after the baby Randy power slam. Now all four in the ring. Double clothesline from Joe Hendry. Rickardy. I see you, Rickardy. Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah, I don't want Dion Lennox to win. I'm tired of they teased Dark State being involved in the main event picture earlier this summer, and I'm not super into them revisiting that. I like them in the tag division. I would much rather see either Leon Slater or Joe Hendry win, but we'll see what happens. They can be combos in the house who believe in Joe Hendry. Now, that being said, another plug for Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, the recap of John Cena's retirement tour, aka the Freight Costanza Festivus airing of grievances with myself and AJ from A&B Combos. I would be wild if Leon somehow managed to pull that off, and it would be a great gesture, honestly, for them to put Leon over with all the pillaging they've been doing in TNA since this partnership started. I'm not saying TNA hasn't gotten over in the process. A lot of people have, or multiple people have at least. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But also, you know what would be wild? Let's just be crazy for a second. If Leon Slater won, what would that do to the psyche of Javon Evans, who cashed in his shot early and came up short because of Ricky Saints? Would that create any tension between Leon? I always call them Leon and Javon. It's that Elton John song. Shall believe on. It shall be a good man. Anyway. Okay. Dion and Leon. They really got to do something with names here in the ring together. Slater and Lennox. How about that? Yeah, I wonder when Leon's TNA contract is up, because this boy is coming over to WWE once it's done. Well, NXT been full of surprises tonight. We had a Moose sighting in Orlando. We have a new North American champion. And Thea Hale shockingly beating Blake Monroe. Oh yeah, George. Tatum ain't done with the culling. She's hunting them down like Batman. During in Batman and Crime Alley. Dion taking shots from Slater. Slater off the second rope, cross body. 2 count, Dion kicks out. WWE does have some name problems right now. Like right now in the ring, we got Leon and Dion and Javon. And then on the main roster, we got Braun and Bronson and Brock. And it's too much sounded like names. Chris Wrestling Views in the house. Good to see you, Chris. You got Myles or Dion winning this match. Okay. I put my pick as Joe Hendry earlier in the night. But we'll see. Oh, Leon springboarded off the top and landed on the floor, and he either sold it really well or he might have tweaked his knee. He's getting back in the ring, though. I mean, it is the sort of time of the match where the momentum would change. Hopefully Leon's okay, though. Otherwise, tonight's episode of NXT is a little snake bit. Here's Joe Hendry. Yeah, I like getting worked by a good sell, as long as it's not exploitative, Wow. What a sequence. A leapfrog launch from Joe Hendry to Leon, and then Myles Borne picked him up in a powerbomb position. And then Dion Lennox came off the top with like a doomsday device clothesline. It was pretty dope. Now all 4 men are down, and looks like we're going to ads. But we only got 10 minutes left in the show, so they better come back. That's all I got to say. Oh, yeah, man. So, all right, well, you know what? Let me hit y'all with a little bit of Christmas programming favorites of mine. And I think I might have talked to y'all about this on Saturday night's main event or in NXT last week. But there's a few animated series specials I do love. Obviously, all the Rankin Bass stuff is really fun. But we mentioned Charlie Brown earlier. Charlie Brown is an every year viewing for me as well. It's surprisingly short too. I used to think it was longer as a kid, but now it's only like a 25-minute special. I don't sleep on the Garfield Christmas special either from the 80s. My all-time favorite Christmas special is Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas special. I think you can find it on YouTube maybe. I bought it on DVD from eBay decades ago because I couldn't find it anywhere. But I used to watch that every single Christmas. It's just like all these claymation music videos set to Christmas carols. It's a lot of fun. Hosted by 2 MCs that are dinosaurs, one wearing a tuxedo and one wearing a Santa outfit. It's the most absurd thing, but it's a lot of fun. Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas special. Also, there was another one I was actually going to bring up. Now I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun, Claymation Christmas. Oh, the Muppet Family Christmas, not the Muppet Christmas Carol, which is also really good, but Muppet Family Christmas. It's a Muppet special where they all go to somebody's grandma's house, Fozzie's grandma, I think, for Christmas, and it's the Muppets, and it's the Muppets, it's the Fraggle Rock gang, it's the Sesame Street gang, it's all of Jim Henson's creations, literally under one roof. It's a lot of fun. Bro, the Star Wars Christmas dress special is Hall of Fame level trash, and you know it. It is only famous because of how bad it is. Everybody's entitled to their sentimental favorites, but let's not argue for objective quality with that junk. Come on. Come on. All right, we're almost back from commercial break. And Leon and Myles are double submission. Well, there's a triple submission, 2 cross faces, and a Boston Crab. You can be too sure. A and B these days. Never can be too sure. Hey, shout out to Boba Fett. Boba Fett was also one of the first ever mail away action figures, too, wasn't he? Back in the day, they used to do that. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, mail away action figures. As even the old LJN WWF figures had a couple of mail in ones. It's pretty wild, the lengths you had to go to be able to be a collector back then. But we're back now, and Myles is on the ground, and Leon's going up top. Oh, Dion Lennox pulls him off the top. Dion Lennox played for the Rams? I'm going to have to look that up. Nightmare Before Christmas is a good one too, Rickardy. Yeah. Also, Edward Scissorhands, a good Christmas movie that doesn't get the love. It's an unconventional Christmas one, like that in Gremlins. Myles and Hendry looking to double superplex Dion, but Slater is on Leon's back though. Is he going to go? Oh my gosh! And he's going to try to double powerbomb superplex Tower of Doom, and Leon Slater still selling the leg. 2 count on Joe Hendry. Now Leon going to pin the other guys. Only 2 on Myles Borne. Now try Lennox. Only 2. Leon Slater just getting kicks on everybody. Finally, Myles Borne gets back up. Ooh, hammer with rainstorm and winds. Stay safe there, Rickety. Big spine buster. There's the one I was talking about from Dion Lennox. But Joe Hendry now. Ooh, with a deadlift German suplex. Super kick misses. Joe Hendry standing ovation. Nope. Leon counters. Ooh. Hits a Utopia. Now Leon trying to go up top, but Lennox stops him. Slater reverses and sends Lennox back in the ring. Slater climbing back up to the apron. He going to go for that Swanton 450 on Dion Lennox. No, Dion smartly rolling away. Leon's got that demon look in his eyes. He's going to go for it anyway. Oh, and he hits just a regular Swanton. And now he's climbing up to the opposite rope. Oh, my gosh. Slater's going for it, but oh, wow. Massive drop kick from Myles Borne. Knocks Slater out. Slater's out the ring. Now here comes Hendry. Big suplex on Myles Borne. We believe chance coming. Man, that was a huge drop kick. Now, but Lennox is over there in the corner just waiting for his shot. Exchanging blows here. We're almost out of time. Big clothesline from Hendry. Fall away slam coming. And now a fall away onto Lennox too. Kip up from Hendry. We got about 3 minutes left. Angle slam, clotheslines Lennox out of the ring. It's just Hendry and Borne in the ring. Standing ovation, nails him. But oh, Slater comes in. Fall away slam. Nope. He's got him on his shoulders. And he launches Leon Slater onto Lennox outside of the ring, wipes them both out. And now he's got I don't know what that move was. Oh, no. Lennox pulls Hendry out at the last second. Myles Borne in the ring, Slater on the floor, and Hendry and Lennox fighting in the entranceway. Slater's back up on top rope. Swanton 450. 1, 2. Leon Slater is the number one contender, ladies and gentlemen. The TNA X Division champion will be taking on Obafemi. Look out. We got a TNA wrestler wrestling for the NXT championship. Wonder what Javon is going to think of this. Will he be hyped for his bro or what? Yes, he does, Aaron. You're absolutely right about that. Oba works so well with high flyers. So January 5th is going to be January 6th, excuse me. It's going to be an absolutely wild night for NXT at New Year's Eve. So will next week. And here comes the ruler to greet his new challenger. Slater's like, come on. Slater's clapping his hands. He's like, come on, let's go. All right, and there's our credits. As there's a stare down at the end of the night. Unbelievable. Oh, and there's Tony D standing in the rafters like 1997 Sting. Ooh, that last shot of Tony D, man. I'm telling you. I think Tony, you merely adopted the darkness. Tony Bain, here to bring the pain, so to speak. So yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Brandon White, hey, thanks for stopping by. If you're ever not planning on turning Zarya heel, I can see Soul winning that U.S. title. I think that's a very reasonable take because they've been teasing back and forth whether or not that's going to break apart. but now Soul's getting a U.S. title shot, and that's going to be pretty amazing. So we've got a full plate for the next couple of weeks here. So this will be a lot of fun. So we'll be here next week for our Happy Holidays version of NXT, which it may very well be pre-taped. So be careful, avoiding spoilers, and we will watch it together and next Tuesday for that great card. And then 2 weeks, week after that, we're also going to have the NXT Awards, which is apropos because after NXT in 2 weeks, Just Alex is having his channel's end of the year awards show as well, which I'll be a guest on. So make sure you guys check that out. And then, of course, we're ringing in a new year with a crazy Monday Night Raw and then New Year's Evil the next night. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Take a look on the channel for a poll later tonight for Marked Moment. We had a couple of big ones between Leon Slater and Thea Hale. So we'll see what we got coming. And I appreciate you guys every single time. It's been a wonderful first year here at Marked by Wrestling. Thank you so much for supporting me all along the way and when I've been able to be here and not be here in certain times. So thanks so much for all your love, support, and just being a part of this community where, we actually enjoy with the stuff that we watch and get to talk about that and reminisce about the old days and looking forward to the new days. It's a lot of great stuff. So I can't express how much I appreciate you guys and for creating this space and occupying this space with me. I will be back soon. See you guys Thursday night for sure. Love you guys too, A and B. Thank you so much. And we'll be back on Thursday night to just have an honest conversation about John Cena now that his career is down in the dirt. And we'll talk about, I've been saying it all night, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And there are all three from this past year. So we'll see what happens. And until then, just don't forget to be a mark, because being a mark just means believing, and believing makes wrestling so much better. Give the video a like, if you will, on your way out. Please share the channel with your friends, because this is it's a fun, positive place to be. So we'll talk to you guys very soon. Gonna go rest my voice, so I have plenty of strength for Thursday to share thoughts with you guys. Have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I'll see you